Alrighty, so this is going to be a reading for my Leos. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is going to be a look at how March 2021 is going to play out for you energy wise, and we're going to try to get as detailed as possible. So we're going to do this in breakdown of categories. We're going to first start off with just general things that you may experience in the month of March that you need a heads up on energy for. Then we're going to look at money and career, then spiritual guidance, and then towards the end, I am going to look at love. I purposely put it at the end because some people don't really want to know about love and they have other concerns in life. So if you are just specifically wanting to know about love, I would just skip ahead and get to the ending part where I discuss that, okay? Let's go ahead and get into it. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. If you would also like a personal, check out the description box. My website will be listed there. Okay, Leos for March 2021. Leos for March 2021. So we have Thorns. It says, weave together the crown you deserve. We also have Dragons, slay them all. And then the last card we're going to pull from this deck is Lighthouse. Don't doubt your worth. So let's go ahead and discuss this. So the first card I want to discuss is the Thorns card. And this is all about you understanding that when it comes to you weaving your crown and things weaving together just in general, there are a lot of hard aspects that come with that. When we're thinking about thorns on roses, roses are beautiful, but there's still thorns on them. So in order for you to kind of create and form this crown, this energetic crown, this example of a crown, you have to understand that through that process of forming this crown, there is going to be a lot of pain that you guys have experienced that you have to recover from. There's a lot of experiences that you've learned from that may have been deemed as the worst experience in life, but it made you who you are today. So don't let the fabric of the past defeat you for the future in terms of what you're building, but understand that those are just stepping stones. The past is just a stepping stone. Now listen to this. It says, this right here is the ultimate card of celebration, not just for yourself. You're amazing though, but for those around you. When you're done putting on your crown each and every morning, go and help someone else put on theirs. You have so much love and wisdom to spread, so don't waste it. Self-love is essential, but community is important. And this card is also driving you to have more like-minded people around you as well. Now, the other card I want to discuss is the Dragons card. And this card is about going to conquer your fears, going to finally deal with the things that you may have been putting off to the side, situations that you didn't really know how to handle, and you may have just put them on pause for some time. Now it's time for you in the month of March to deal with your demons or your dragons and to slay them. Okay, this card says when the heart is involved, people don't always have the best intentions. They will pretend they're good for you only for you to find out they're toxic and even abusive. The time has come to face your dragons and you must slay them before they slay you. Of course, don't literally slay them, but make sure that you know you won't stand for their mistreatment. Yeah, and this is also you having to stand up for yourself during this time frame. Verbally, I'm really getting that sense. Now, the last card we have is Lighthouse, and it says, don't doubt your worth. And this card is just very straightforward. This is making sure that you guys are not doubting your own internal potential. This is making sure that you're affirming every morning that you are what you're trying to attract. And this is making sure that you're not losing sight of what you bring to the table. Okay. Now, this card says there will always be someone in your life who doubts the amazing things you're capable of. If it is then that you must decide, or it is then, that you must decide to be your biggest champion. Believe wholeheartedly in your own worth, regardless of outside opinion. Feed yourself a steady diet that speaks to self-love, self-kindness, and self-confidence. So yeah, you guys are going to have to believe in yourself more than other people believe in you. Especially if you're trying to do something more spiritual in nature as a career or what may have you. Okay. Now let's look at money and career. Speaking of, what's the energy surrounding Leo's money and career? Leo's money and career. Money and career. My Leos. Okay. So we have the Two of Wands, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Four of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Devil in reverse. Okay, cool. So when it comes to career and money, Leos, you're going to be at this energy or this point where you're having to decide which way you're about to go in terms of your plan of action. This is like deciding that maybe things aren't working 100% the way that you want them to right now, and trying to figure out exactly which way you need to go as far as your plan of action, your movements, to get to the next phase in your, like, again, your career, or overcoming any sort of obstacles you may be going through. So this is you having to decide, am I going to stay at this job or go to a different job? Am I going to take up another job, or am I just going to focus on this current job? Especially if you guys do have like some big obligations that are coming up, like you having a baby, moving, something of that nature. This is like you really having to have a sense of urgency when it comes to money. Some of you could be feeling like the type of money that you're looking to have may not be quite here yet. And this may be due to the fact that you guys need to broaden your broaden yourself up to newer opportunities. Instead of just like settling for the same type of jobs, trying new jobs, trying different areas, trying different methods. But if there is any sort of financial issues that you do have moving into the month of March, closer to the end of the month, I see you guys getting inspired or getting like some aha moment that helps you get out of this situation here. And for a lot of you, a lot of the blockages may be because of this. We have the Devil card in reverse. Upright, this is addictions, toxic way of thinking, attachments that aren't good for you that make you lose focus. So that may have been what was causing these issues. Okay. But let's look at the spiritual guidance here. Now, what is the spiritual guidance that my Leos need to hear for March 2021? Spiritual guidance my Leos need to hear for March 2021. So we have double mission, light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. We also have transformation. It says things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. And then the last one, we have the blue flame. It's a spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. Okay, cool. So with the first card being the double mission, this is a real big need for you guys to understand that what you're doing, whether this is like being creative, being a nurse, being a doctor, being a psychologist, for some of you being a tarot reader, there's a double mission that you're here to perform, or there's a double mission that you are performing at this moment. And even though you may be just living in your purpose, and you may not be really understanding how you're kind of fulfilling this double mission, you are. You are. And there's a need for some of you to also step into being in your full potential. Some of you are supposed to be spiritual light workers or spiritual advisors, and you may be scared of how people may look at you or think about you or perceive you, and that may be keeping you from really stepping into your authentic purpose. So, interesting. Now, the next card that we do have transformation. And this is letting you know that things are changing. There's changes happening all around you. But these changes, for a lot of you, is actually happening internally in terms of your healing process is starting to work more on a subconscious and, like I said, below the surface level. And this is helping you shape or reshape the makeup of how you move or the things that you entertain. Because subconsciously, that's where all of our actions are taking place, in the subconscious brain. Our subconscious brain is what's controlling our movements and our knee-jerk reaction. So with you healing on a cellular level, this is helping you ultimately change the trajectory of the way your future kind of lays out, because your actions, your movements are going to be different. Now, another thing we have is the blue flame, and this is speaking to random awakenings. So some of you guys could be having random dreams or random, like, recollections. I can't talk. Random recollections of, like, a past life, or, like I said, like having random dreams or messages being brought to you through those dreams. Understand, this is just you getting spiritual downloads, and to not be scared, but to be patient with yourself through this process, because awakening is very, very strange initially, very confusing, and very delicate, I would say. So there's a need for you guys to understand that if you are getting a lot of downloads in March, it's because your makeup is upgrading, and now it's time for certain things to be revealed to you. Now, let's go ahead and look at your love life. So what's the energy surrounding my Leo's love life? What is the energy surrounding my Leo's love life? Okay. I'm only going to pull a couple. So we do have retreat, healing family issues, playfulness in reverse, codependency in reverse, and it is safe for you to love. So for my Leos, for my single Leos, let's start there. I see you guys really go into a space of introspection and kind of doing you. You may be talking to someone, but you may be keeping it kind of to yourself and not really letting the world know, or anybody around you really know. This could be for the sake of you guys working on the connection, especially if you guys have children. There could be like arguments or bickering, and there could be a disconnect. And you could be trying to recover the connection for the sake of the children. Now, as you're trying to do this, you could just find that things are just very tense between you two, and the codependency aspect that may have been there, where like you guys were leeching onto each other for dear life. That part is like starting to descend, or it's starting to kind of melt away. Because there may be a level of trust issues, or there may be a level of just the relationship itself falling apart so much that the codependency aspect is starting to wear off. For my people who are just like completely single, you may be realizing that like this like if you've been single for a long period of time, you may be finally realizing that it's because it's stemming from your subconscious, and you never healing from that divorce you went through, never healing from things going left with the person you may have had children with. And some of you, it's like you come off very stern or very hard to like get close to. And you guys need to open yourself up more if you want new love. But if you are in a relationship, I'm really talking to you with this, or if you're in a serious commitment, this is you guys really taking the time to be one with your partner, like on a more private basis. Both of you guys may have some trauma stemming from like things you may have seen in your family, or like ancestral trauma. And there may even be a moment in this connection where things are just very stiff and dry. But I see you guys trying to see if this connection can be worked out though. So it looks interesting. I am going to stop right here. Thank you so much, Leos, for watching this. I hope that you did take something from this reading. If you did, make sure you thumbs it up and subscribe. Check out the description box if you would like a personal, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, Leos.